Hi. I wanted to make a quick video to address a particular issue, and that is hair. Now, I'm as interested in hair as anybody, my own hair in particular. And this evening it dawned on me, while I was putting a product. I learned that word earlier this year when it's like this year is the first, not this year, but in the last 12 months, I became aware that women want to see hairdos, as in haircuts, your hair cut in a particular way that you've decided to know. I've always had an odd, I don't know if it was odd, but I felt that I want my hair to be natural. What I mean is just growing, whatever the way it grows, Mother Nature will decide what kind of a hair do I have. Because I kind of thought you're getting hairdos other than shaving your head or cutting it really short is a little bit sort of, well, for want of a better word, narcissistic. But I realised that it's not true. I used to think women want, because guys cut their hair because they want other people to like it. People always go, oh, I'm doing that for myself. No, you're not. You're doing it so that others will enjoy what they see. Because if you were on your own on a desert island, do you think you'd give a shit how your hair looked? I don't think so. So, on the one hand, women like the rugged, they don't want to look at a guy. I imagine that women look at a guy and they don't want to see a guy who appears to spend 10% of his time in the mirror or in the bathroom in the mirror, looking in the mirror, fixing his hair. They're going to think I'm going to offend somebody now, but they're going to think he's a bit of a pussy. And then on the other hand, they want hairdos. They want him to go to a hairdresser and get his hair cut in a particular way. Now, I had my hair cut in a particular way. I'm sorry about the lighting here now, but it's all I have to use. So it's kind of like, what do you want? This thing is meant to be I don't know what it's meant to be kind of a wet look. Not a solid hold. It's not like it's got product in it, but it's not what's the fucking word, hard. Sometimes the old days when you put hairspray in or whatever you put in, this gel, it would go rock hard. You felt like you could break off a piece of your hair. So what is the story with that? Hairdos. And then there's the other part, I guess, is the shave. You get the guys who shave like this. They obviously have a machine and it only ever takes it back to that. And that's the way they keep it. I mean, I guess. Hair, it's balls. Anyway, I'm just kind of sick of it now again. I'm going back to, I'm just getting one of those clippers and going back to number 3 probably, number 2 or 3, about that long. It's going to be summer now and I don't have to worry about it. I'll be able to see my entire head. I mean, I've got a hell of a forehead. Look at that for a forehead. Imagine that. That's as hard now as a concrete block. I mean, I've been accused of having a big head, and it is true. Look at that. I mean, imagine that. I have an extra, that's half my head. I mean, if you think about it, we look at the face and we think, well, there's the eyes. The eyes, and sort of the mouth and the eyes are the majority of the face, but actually, they're about 50% of it. Because look at it from the top of the hairline down to the eyebrows, and then from the mouth to the chin. There's a face. Where does a face begin and where does it end? Where does it end back there or where? Crazy. So yeah, I want to start putting some of these videos on YouTube. Maybe this one is on YouTube. If it is, hello YouTube people. I was in a Chinese restaurant tonight and God almighty, I still have heartburn from it. Sometimes Chinese restaurants, they can be great, but they can be fucking terrible. I'd say about a quarter of what I ate tonight was MSG. I mean, by volume. 25% of it was, it was a whole cup of MSG. And it's while you're eating it, you kind of go, oh, Jesus, this is delicious. And you're not sure really. Half your brain is going, no, I don't think that's delicious. It's just, I feel like somebody's got a gun to my head telling me to say that it's delicious. And then, do you know the soups? They make these soups, and they're kind of like, you're afraid to let it go cold because you think it's going to go solid. It's a kind of a gloopy, a slightly less viscous, is that the word? Flowy than jelly, but super thick. I don't know how they do that stuff. We had it was hilarious. It's, trying to speak to Chinese waiters who speak only either Spanish or their Chinese language, and I don't have a word of Spanish. It was a comedy because they were all saying, yeah, I speak English, but really they didn't speak any English. They just kept telling us what to have, and every time they pointed to something, it was the most expensive dish on the list. Oh yeah, there's Peking duck, delicious, really, really delicious. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really want duck. And it's twice as expensive as everything else. But I don't want the duck anyway. And Paul wanted fried rice with no shrimp and chicken. So anyway, in the end, we ordered fried rice with beef. Lots of animals in this now. This is... Oh, my vegan is screaming, don't, you bastard. Anyway, beef with rice. I was having spare ribs, and he was having, what did he have? Oh yeah, chicken noodles, right? And the waitress says to the other waiter, the only one who actually turned out to be able to speak English, she says to him, no seafood. And he looks at me and goes, no seafood? And I went, yeah, that's right, no seafood. And he's looking at me going, are you, no seafood? And I'm going, well, did I order seafood? Do you see seafood written on that list there that you just took down? And he starts kind of scribbling stuff. I'm like, well, you don't need to write no seafood if we didn't order any seafood. You know? Very strange. And she kept putting in, I swear to God, it was all I could do not to say, excuse me, would you shut up and go away? Because you're not helping. You're actually not helping at all. I think she was the owner of the place. The way she was pushing everyone around. Had to be there though. But, no you didn't. It's really cool. In Spain, in the Chinese restaurants, after you've had your dinner, they give you something. Look what they gave me. They bring you over a tray of toys and bracelets and odd little deities, and you get to pick one. And I picked this. It's nice, isn't it? It's wooden. I mean, it's super cheap, and I really like that actually. It's kind of like the only thing that could be as cool as this is something unbelievably expensive, But anything in the middle could be like, oh well, it's just a bracelet. But this is the cheapest bracelet ever made. But I feel there was a bit of love used in the making of it. It was definitely handmade, no doubt about that. Anyway, that's it. Have I anything else to say? Yeah, it's time for me to move onwards and upwards with this stuff. I've got to do something. I feel like I got to reinvent myself. Reinvent myself. 8:55. Okay, I'm going to discipline myself from now on to keep them under 10 minutes. Okay. I didn't do much lip licking this time. Okay, good luck.